Kody is a failure in not making those marriages work. I feel like we're all failures.
Hello, everyone. It's Mary from Sister Wives Daily, and today we must discuss Kody and Robyn are off spinning their take on things on the Sister Wives Tell All. But we all know what is actually happening, don't we? Come on, let's be real. What we're viewing on television is not even close to the whole truth. But here's the interesting part. You didn't know this, did you? Kody Brown actually gets paid to offer advice to individuals on Cameo. Yes, people actually pay him to give birthday greetings, honeymoon greetings, and even marriage tips. But rather than provide substantive insight, guess what he does? He discusses himself each and every time. Stay tuned because what he just told a newlywed couple that was getting ready to go on their honeymoon will make your jaw fall. Now, let's roll back for a second. If you've been watching Sister Wives for any length of time, you know they've always shied away from discussing sex explicitly. The subject made everyone uncomfortable. It was like there was some unwritten rule to leave bedroom conversation behind closed doors. But that secrecy always seemed odd to me. If you really believe in plural marriage, why the unease? Why not acceptance and candor? Here's the real deal. If jealousy is constantly bubbling under the surface, it's not a sign of confidence in the lifestyle. It's your body waving a red flag. And while some people like to pretend this kind of polygamy is all about faith and choice, I'm calling BS. There's a whole system of manipulation, fear, and control underneath the surface, and it's designed to keep women compliant, silent, and powerless. Now hold on tight, because it gets worse. Just recently, Kody created a cameo video wishing a honeymoon couple congratulations. But rather than congratulating them, he went off on a cringe-inducing diatribe about his own honeymoon with Robyn. And let me tell you, it wasn't just uncomfortable. It was graphic, uncomfortable, and flat out inappropriate. Seriously, you have to hear it to believe it. But wait, there's more. A few months ago, someone who knows Kody shared with me a lunch they had with him. At lunch, he just would not shut up, and not about religion or family, but about how fixated he was on Robyn. He talked about their sex in revoltingly graphic language, as if a drug addict might. It was raw, repugnant, and utterly unedited. And now he's channeling all that same energy into cameo messages intended to congratulate other couples on their relationships. The self-absorption is astounding. So, what does this say about what's really going on behind the scenes? Why is Kody so obsessed with Robyn and disrespecting the rest of his wives on national television? And what does that say about the culture of the plural marriages that are based on coercion instead of consent? Don't move, because in the next piece, I'm going deeper still into what this trend tells us and why it's time for all of us to stop turning a blind eye.
And fortunately, I had a credit that took care of our lodging.
Now here's where things get totally ridiculous and honestly, kind of funny. Kody asserts that on his honeymoon with Robyn, they were financially strapped. He says that they had only a $500 credit card, some TLC bought accommodations, and a daily allowance for food via a per diem card. So let's be absolutely clear, he didn't actually pay for anything himself. The whole thing was financed by TLC, and yeah, they did do some filming on the trip, but let's just say Kody's idea of a romance vacation is a far cry from sightseeing. But wait, it gets weirder. In the same cameo video, he begins spouting all this flowery drivel about how they lost themselves in each other, and how it was all a matter of giving and receiving, and getting to know each other's souls. Sweet sounds, right? Except, it immediately becomes cringe-worthy deep diving into their own personal honeymoon activity. And he claims it was the first time they made love. Do I think so? Absolutely not. Not for a second. Now, imagine this. You're a newlywed couple, thrilled to be on your honeymoon, and you spend $150 on a cameo from Kody Brown. And you receive an unsolicited soliloquy about his honeymoon with Robyn and how amazing their sex life was. Who requested that? Seriously, who needs that? And here's the thing, they were in San Diego for 11 days, and now we know why. A couple of them were spent filming, and the rest? As Kody tells it, they just hung out in their hotel room, exploring. Yeah, that was their definition of quality time. Can you even imagine? I wouldn't be shocked if they were throwing $100 bills on the bed and classifying it as romance. This isn't just awkward, it's entirely inappropriate. It's one thing to be frank about sex in a respectful, safe manner, but it's quite another when you take another person's happy moment, such as a honeymoon greeting, and turn it into a strange brag about your own sex life. Why was Kody so desperate to divulge all of that information? What is he attempting to prove? And the question that doesn't seem to be asked is, how does Robyn feel about it all? Her husband walking around divulging secrets about their love life to strangers on the internet. That can't feel good. It's not oversharing. It's intrusive, and it makes you question how much of their relationship is real connection and how much is show. And recall when Kody made that completely out-of-line remark about maybe even making love to Mary once the divorce papers were signed. Even Mary during the tell-all stated that they had agreed to never discuss their personal life in the public sphere. It was a boundary, a shared boundary, and he broke it without compunction. And once the door was open, Kody just seemed unable to stop. It's like he believes the world must know everything about his life, uninvited and unfiltered. Ultimately, someone paid him $150 to speak of love, and he spent it boasting about how much sex he had with Robyn. That's the lesson. Not love, not advice, not even wisdom, only more self-absorbed meandering. And you have to wonder, is this what polygamy was meant to be? Is this the ideal of spiritual leadership that the Brown family once professed to embody? Stay tuned, because in the next part, I'm unpacking the deeper pattern here. This isn't just about a weird honeymoon video. It's about control, attention, and the way Kody uses every platform he has to twist the narrative in his favor.
Moms get a chemical dumped into them. I'm going to call it God's magic.
After Kody finished his overshare-thon about his over-the-top honeymoon with Robyn, where front-hugging apparently became a full-time gig, he transitioned into another head-scratching lineup of cameos. This time, Mother's Day greetings. And in two of those videos, he made a comment that brought me up short. It reminded me of what he said in the tell-all, about each relationship bringing something new to the table. That's fair enough. But how he presents it, it's not mutual love or connection. It's what they provide for him. That is, each woman satisfies a particular need in his existence. It's transactional, it's compartmentalized, and it's telling. Here's the catch, though. Kody previously stated the complete opposite. He used to say he didn't require his wives to be puzzle pieces falling into place in his life, that each one of them was complete, unsplit into roles such as the cooking wife, the working wife, or, you guessed it, the sex wife. But these days, it's as clear as day. Robyn is the intimacy wife. Christine was supposed to cook and smile while seething, and everyone else? Left in the emotional dust. Still with me? Good, because it only gets uglier. In his Mother's Day cameos, Kody explained his take on why mothers love their children so unconditionally. His hypothesis? That women attach themselves to their children due to oxytocin during labor. That's right, he reduced unconditional love to a hormone. And of course, while oxytocin does exist, it's also horribly reductionist and truthfully insulting to all the mothers who did not give birth, adoptive moms, stepmothers, foster mothers, who love their children equally as much. And here's where he totally lost me. Kody claims he's jealous of mothers because they're born to love unconditionally, while he excuses his own emotionally unavailable parenting by stating he needs to be the bad cop, the discipliner, the man who keeps the kids in line. Let that sink in. He's not even attempting to bond with his children. He's not attempting to connect with them or be present for the good times. He's just the disciplinarian. And for real, if that's how he approaches fatherhood, it's no surprise that so many of his kids don't want anything to do with him. Let me be clear. Men are absolutely capable of loving their children unconditionally. Fatherhood isn't about being the scary authority figure in the corner. It's about nurturing, guiding, and being present. I've seen it firsthand. My own husband is the softy in our family, and he loves our child with every fiber of his being. Parenting isn't about who lays down the law harder. It's about consistency, love, and respect. Full stop. But Kody, his entire perception is trapped in some old-fashioned patriarchal frame of thinking where moms are the ones who do the affection and dads are the ones who do the disciplining. And if he thinks men are incapable of loving their kids unconditionally, what does that say about his children? Does he love them only when they do what he desires? What will he do when they become adults and develop their own opinions? And on that note, let's not forget the elephant in the room. Where is Dayton? Robyn's oldest son hasn't been on the show for a reason. And no, it's not because he's shy or uninterested. It's because Kody and Dayton don't get along. And yes, Dayton is autistic. And yes, Kody's mistreatment of him has been carefully hidden. They won't say it. They won't show it. But the absence speaks volumes. And back to Robyn for a moment, because we have to discuss her. Envision your spouse getting online and informing strangers that your honeymoon consisted of 11 days of constant intimacy. Envision him offering suggestions that you were essentially starved of affection. And envision him stripping your identity down to being the wife that does everything he desires and blaming the rest of the wives for not doing so. Newsflash to Robyn. The second you stop being able to fulfill his needs, emotionally, physically, or otherwise, you'll be just like the rest of them, disposable. And your children? Once they mature and begin questioning him, they'll be next for rejection. That is how this pattern is played out. And that is why these cameos are important. They're not only cringe, they're telling. They reveal the actual Kody, raw, unedited, and uncomfortably at ease, revealing far too much about his warped opinions on women, love, and parenting. The Kody you witness in those videos, that is real life, not the Hollywood-produced version on television. So, what do you think? Was Kody's comment as creepy to you as it was to me? Is this guy a walking contradiction with a superiority complex, or what? Or is something more profound, something more disturbing going on here regarding how he perceives the people around him? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to know how you feel after hearing all this. And of course, don't forget to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed the breakdown. And don't forget to subscribe so you can't miss what's next. Hit that bell so you're the first to know when the next deep dive goes live. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.